was going by, and he pulled in and parked right in front of us at that time. And he walked back, and I was real happy because I thought, oh, we'll get another witness here. And it's pretty nice. And so he walked back, and I was just ready to take this fantastic picture. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a beautiful picture because I could see the windows and it over the freeway, and it just proved that UFOs exist.
And I'm assuming you can hear me. And welcome to Breaking the Silence Community Chat. There, I was
we got a whole bunch of people joining us. Let me bring them on. Let me bring them all on
Bring
stage.
them on.
Okay, let me see. And there's Jim and Dennis and Ann and Jeff and Benno.
Oh, Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Ben.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Ann.
Hey.
And Jim.
Hello.
Oh. Wow.
Wow, it's been a month. I almost forget how to do this.
Yeah, I know. And excuse me, my charger that's charging my batteries for my model airplanes to fly tomorrow is beeping at me, and it's going to be annoying till I go over there.
Hey, Jamie. And Julie. Oh, we got a few people out there too. And Gnarly is with us. So how have all you been?
Very good.
Yeah, life is good.
I'm back. Did you miss me? I bet you did, huh?
James.
How are you?
James.
Oh.
Who else came in? James.
Gosh,
we got
tie.
James and James.
Hey.
I love the tie and the pink shirt. Or is that a red shirt? No, it's salmon.
Salmon, yeah.
Nice.
You look great.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks all of you for being here. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and that I don't know if you've had anything that you want to share with us that's happened this week. I'm thinking back personally. I've been so absorbed in Debbie Koppel's film and editing that and getting that as accurate as I can to what she described that I kind of think everything's a blur. But it's coming along well. So how are you guys?
Oh, we'll go down the list. How about you, Jim?
You say Jim?
Jim, I said Jim.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure.
You're Jim, fine. He's James.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, my shirt isn't nearly as nice, let me tell you. But no, I just been.
We'll send you one.
Yeah. Probably the dimmer switch in my closet would go off. But no, just trying to recover from my injuries, doing better every week.
You're looking good. Good color.
That's excellent.
Well, that's because I shut the curtain on the window, or else I would be totally washed.
Oh.
So a little bit of light management helps.
Okay, let's move on then. Jeff, hey, happy to see you.
Hey guys, yeah, and thanks for having me. And yeah, good to see everybody here. Kind of feels like a family. Yeah, it's good.
Kind of is.
Yeah, it is totally. You got it.
It is.
And yeah, no, things are good. Just constantly putting things out. So yeah, I had a series on my YouTube channel and put out a Reddit post, and that's it. I just keep putting information out, and things are looking good. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
You'll be happy to know that that Susie and I did. Was that this week we recorded that,
it was
Mary?
This
It
week.
was.
Yeah, it was Monday.
So we recorded her reaccounting chapter 26,
Love it.
and she's given me one hell of a task, to try to recreate that. And you know what I mean, because of the way the visitors dissolved, and is very much the way you dissolved. And
Right.
but I just thought that of all the things that she could talk about, that would, out of that book, would be something very important to share with the community.
Yeah. So that's her in the white room, right? Is same.
That's the White Room, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. That's good, Steve, focusing on that. It's a very common themed room in so many contact events. So yeah, that's very cool.
I didn't get a chance to ask her about the black box thing. That has come up while I'm editing Debbie Cobble's story. She talks about the black box,
Hmm.
and the way they put it over her chest and everything. And I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. And in talking to people with these experiences, not everybody talks about the black box, but
Hmm.
I know others have, though, and I have my theories about what that is. About you?
Myself, I never had a black box, but was it health related?
I don't know. The thing is that with some people that have actually found themselves inside the black box,
Interesting.
which speaks volumes. And I don't recall that, but in my case, the box was put on my chest, and there was light coming from the top of it, the same way that Debbie Cobble described light coming from the top of hers. And it was open, and I remember the visitor reaching her hand down into the box and into me. I couldn't feel anything, but she was, and they said happy birthday, and they had done something that they wouldn't or weren't talking about. So anybody else have experiences with the black box?
I've seen something like it, but the surreal interdimensional TARDIS kind of thing. I mean, I've
Like a craft? You saw UAP?
no, it's
No.
a small object. Like you can
Oh, okay.
hold it. It seems to weigh nothing. The next closest thing would be the yellow book, which I've seen. That one I've seen for sure. But the black box seems to be something, gives off like a laser or a holographic kind of light. And it's like soul technology is the best way I
Yeah,
could
you're getting
explain it.
close. You're getting
Yeah.
really warm. I know Seb talked about it as well.
I've also seen a book too. I have a book as a part of my whole story too. Yeah.
Anne, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just finished listening to Steve's wonderful interview with Whitley. And it made me think of something that I haven't heard anyone mention, but you two were talking about it on the show earlier, and that is seeing things that just leave in front of your eyes. Uh, and I hadn't heard anyone talk about that before, but that's something I've been experiencing for quite a few years now, is seeing something just disintegrate right in front of me, um, like it just goes into nothing.
I've had that. Yeah.
Have you had that?
Oh, definitely. I've seen it with my own eyes, like 10 feet away from me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Materialize and dematerialize. Yeah.
Yes, I've had that happening for about 5 years now. A recent one that was a very, very small one was just back in the summer. I was starting some seeds for the garden and took a packet of cantaloupe melon seeds into my hand and was going to open them and parcel them out, and the packet literally just disappeared in thin air right in front of me. And so I thought, oh well, I've dropped it, somehow. But it wasn't on the floor, it wasn't on the couch, it was just gone. I have things disappear like that, like glasses and things I really need, and then also some return, but some do not. So I've wondered, do I, because this has happened in more than one location now, I thought perhaps there was some sort of a portal or something where I was living, but it seems to have followed me to where I live now. So any information any of you guys have about
Paranormal.
that. Like I said, I haven't heard other people talk about that, so I would really like to have a better understanding of what that is.
I've definitely had that. Yeah. So I'll just jump on this. So before my memories came out, and I had basically not any real clarity about what had gone on in my past, the paranormal activity skyrocketed. The closer I got to the awareness of what was behind my life, and I had things disappearing, and then it would playfully reappear them, and then I remember reading about Skinwalker Ranch, that this is similar paranormal activity. People would have things missing. There would be a towel in the bathroom. The woman would lock the towel, lock the door, and it would appear in the microwave. It'd be like stuff like that. Like it was really messing with them. And yeah, but mine was kind of more playful. But when I all put it together, I had alien contact. I basically was like, okay, I know it's you. I was playing like that. And then when I acknowledged it, and all that stopped. It all stopped. It was kind of like it wanted the attention or something. I don't really fully know. But once I acknowledged the contact, it all stopped.
What do you think of the purpose of that might be, Jeff?
I think it's, I would actually label it. I would try to identify, okay, there's a person here, or there's something's here. And then I think it's trying to communicate. I literally think it's trying to communicate. Yeah. And it could be playful in nature too. Yeah.
I've always felt it's kind of like part of the proof that the phenomenon gives you.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to see like how we do things? Oh, well, let's move your keys 6 feet to the left. Right. You're like, well, I put my keys down right here, and you look over to the left and they're not there. And then a minute later, there they are.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of understand that, it goes away. It's like, oh, you got it now. Okay. Game over.
Same experience, Dennis. Totally agreed. Yeah.
So,
Hi, Rachel.
Anne, you were referring to when talking about Mary completely disappeared and then reappeared, but you're probably referring to the crystal that I have, and
yes,
that's a constant game. Well, not constant, but it happens from time to time. It happened again the other day, and I didn't even mention it to Mary because I'm getting kind of numb to it. But I have this on me all the time, and it just sometimes it's not there. It's not in my little pajama pocket. It's not in the bed anywhere. And at this point I just say, oh, all right. And then I go back and it's there. But that particular time couldn't find it. It had been gone completely all night. It wasn't anywhere in the bed. And as I'm making the bed, it just dropped out of thin air onto the bed and bounced right in front of me. So it is playful, Jeff. You're right. It's very playful. Like, we're here. Yeah, this is really happening. Isn't it fun?
I took it as a learning opportunity. I loved it, actually. Yeah, I loved being that close to something paranormal. That wouldn't harm me. It was actually like super sensitive and friendly, and never did anything scary or nor invasive. So yeah, I just took it as a learning opportunity, and I loved it so much, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little shocking when someone you love and you sleep with every night just isn't there all of a sudden. That was definitely disturbing. I think if it happened again, I'd be less concerned. So there's a trust thing in there as well. I became very concerned. What if Mary doesn't come back? And that
I've never thought
that was lack of trust. But
I have never ever thought that. I've always just known you'd be there when I woke up in the morning.
Well, it's my nature, Mary. I'm very suspicious and cautious.
And I don't
paranoid, and
I would never take off on purpose.
But I'm not now. So if it happened again, I'd be okay. And I think that was the purpose. Teach me a little humility and to trust them. So
That's good to see James back too. Hi.
Hey guys.
What's been going on with you?
I've just been working on trying to get my memoir done and finally pushed through chapter 1. So that was really, really healing.
Very cool.
Yeah, I guess I'm writing about the 1989 earthquake. And I was in the earthquake at 7 years old by myself.
Ooh.
and nobody knew where I was. And that's when my contact started. Something told me to get off the roof about 3 seconds before the earthquake, and I didn't know what it was, and I was playing on the roof thinking I was getting away with murder, and had been for a long time. And when I hit the porch, the earthquake started. So whatever it was that told me to get off the roof,
Oh,
run now, it changed my life, because if that hadn't happened, then
You
I
wouldn't
think
be here.
I think I would have been, body count number 65 that day.
Mhm.
And I realized that I blocked out my whole childhood before the experience. I can't remember anything.
Wow.
So,
It's there.
it's interesting hanging out with my mom and talking to her about it and stuff as well. She didn't know any of that happened to me. And a lot of the time when I tell my UFO stuff, I start with the U-Haul and the premonition that I had, and then seeing the UFO. And I really never talk about this, but I'm sort of realizing now that this guardian angel that was sort of following me, keeping me alive for a long time, seems to have been something else. So that's kind of what I'm going through. I'm just trying to write out all these skeletons in my life and see if it does anything for me. I think that's what the phenomenon wants me to do.
Well, good.
Well, it's helpful, period. So, and I think we all have someone watching over us. I do. I should be dead, absolutely dead, several times over. And I think a lot of us can claim the same thing. And certainly the people that have had on the show and in the films talking about their experiences, they all bring that up. So, yeah, guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. I think we all know who it is, but they're there.
Mhm.
And
Okay,
Susie
Ben.
included.
Ben,
Hello.
what are
Yeah,
you
we can
doing?
hear you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, how you going, guys? Yeah, I tried to get on the the Zoom meeting. It's a bit early in the morning for me, as you saw. I was trying to make my coffee and not quite woken up, but I'll probably try again another time.
Yeah, we have one
Um,
later in the day. This
yeah,
month we're still going to have another one, but it'll be later
yeah.
in the day.
No, I've just been enjoying all the content that you've been making, Steve and Mary, and some wonderful guests, and yeah, trying to use the comments to communicate with people to find out more information. And I think I said in my brief visit on that Zoom meeting that yeah, I do want to help other people, but I also want to find out, just like Jeff's been doing, find out my role in all of this. What is my purpose? What is the purpose of my life and my connection, my intimate connection with this phenomenon? And I think finding you guys is the beginnings of that. So I hate to, well, if I can quote you, Jeff, I'm just beginning my rising. I'm trying to find out what my role is in all of this. So, but yeah, I've just been battling a few little health issues myself. I get back problems as well regularly, Dennis, and yeah, so I've been dealing with that. I just got better, and then it twanged again yesterday. So if you see me moving around, it's because of that. Just can't get comfortable. Yeah, I've also had other health issues with my teeth and things like that. So, but I've had nothing with the phenomenon in the recent month, but I did have something quite significant happen to me about a month ago. And I don't know, but if and when this is the place, but I could share that today. It depends if
Yeah.
you would like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it would mean that I'd have to mention another name of a thing, but it's to do with that Debbie Cabell. Is that all right? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
No, she's very public with her her experience. So
Yeah,
no
yeah.
worries.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I go on that. I go on that site, the Voices of Contact that Debbie's on, and there's some wonderful people on there. Deb and RJ, I think their names are here, and they're really kind and really nice people. But on one of their episodes, something very real happened to me, and I think some other things happened to other people during that show. So I've got it was episode 98, and there was, I can read the script here. I think I've printed it off, so anyone can check it out, what happened to me there. So it said, she says, I was frozen out for the past 10 minutes. So this is Mystical Awakening podcast. Then RJ says, you were taken, question mark. I said, wow. And then it said, I'm ready for clarification. And then she said, nothing is working for me. Weird that recording and playback and both being messed with. So things were going on with the video and such as this was being played. And then I saw in this live thing, I saw one of the figures come out of the screen, almost like a three-dimensional hologram. And it was a grey figure. And I just said there and then live, I said, how's that even possible? I didn't know what was going on. Well, these people are having all these electronic things going wrong for them. And then someone called Valerie says that she saw an artificial light. And then I just said to them on the chat, I don't understand what just happened to me. This is why they're doing a regression tape. All right, so now they're playing these. I don't know if they use AI graphics or whatever, Steve, but strange images going in and out. But this thing came out of the computer screen at me, almost like it stepped out of it, and my whole body was. It was sort of. It felt like every cell was sort of rocking gently, like this. It wasn't vibrating like this. It was just rocking gently. And I wondered whether or not I was having a panic attack or some sort of trauma response. But when I saw this thing come out of the computer, I was really freaked out. And they said they were worried about me, but I had to get off straight away. Like my body was just having this response. And I turned everything off. And as I did that, the vibration in my body sort of went up, and I saw a white, sharp, triangular light go smack straight into my right eye. And the next thing I remember, I was just like holding my head like this, and I was sitting there for probably about 15 minutes until the feeling passed. And yeah, I have no idea what happened, but it's all there if anyone wants to check it out.
Did you put it in the forum?
No one goes in there anymore. Like I've checked.
know.
I know, but I'd like to read it. If you put it there, I can read it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, anyone can see it on it's episode 98. So I don't know.
Put it on Reddit.
So that's Voices of Contact episode. So there was all these things going on for all of us. And yeah, that was really bizarre. And it really scared me. I didn't want to
see that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to touch the subject for a while, and it took me a good week or two to kind of get rid of that feeling.
Do you have what I know you deal with a lot of stones? Do you keep something on you for protection when you do these things?
This one, I don't know if you can.
Okay, what type of stone is it?
Labradorite, like a quartz-based one.
Yeah, I use black tourmaline.
I was going to say the same thing. I've been studying crystals, and that and obsidian is very grounding and protective.
Yeah. But I was really, I I think like now that it's good to see James back there. It's I think it's worth, like, for some of us, I think, and I think James did it when he did his videos before, that sometimes I think there should be a trigger warning with some of this stuff for people. Because like, I did not expect that. But it can happen. Traumatic response can come at any time.
How long ago was this?
Probably about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, something like that.
Well, when we do our Zoom meetings, I do that protection blessing when we first start it to
Right.
try to ward things that we don't want to come into the meeting. But I also, Steve has his crystal and I have my black tourmaline, and it's almost like you can only do what you can do to protect yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see what someone that is hosting it could do any more than perhaps a blessing and.
Oh, yeah, they were caring. They said, I'm worried about Benno. So I thought that was nice. And then the following week, I said, I actually wrote a comment. I said, thank you for your kind words. I'm okay now.
Good.
Yeah. No, they're lovely people. I mean, there might be two people, Deb and RJ, that you might do a conversation with. Lovely people. And Deb knows them, obviously, because she's on that one. So, yeah.
Benno, that's really interesting that you had something come out of the screen. I've been having this idea of doing an art project with a two-dimensional image and then gray coming out of it, three-dimensional with sculpture. And
that's what I saw, James. Yeah, that's what
trippy,
I saw.
because I've been frothing to do that art project, and then you said that, and I was like,
yeah.
oh.
Well, James, you can have my experience, man. Here, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, right.
Well, I was going to say, you're a really great artist. Could you draw that out somehow?
No, it's too close here at the moment. Maybe in a year's time. I don't want to go back to that.
I could bring it to life with CGI.
It'd be cool to see the anatomy of what you were looking at,
Well, I don't know if you know this, but there's this it's like a short video, and it's someone's laying in bed, and it sort of looks a bit warm, like orangey and gold, and it's quite dark, and a little shadow grey steps out, and it's really just a shadow in the frame. I don't know if any of you've seen that.
Where's that?
It'd be on YouTube somewhere, and it steps out from the doorway, and it's very freaky, and that's what I had right in front of my face coming out of my screen. So you can see, it did affect me a fair bit.
I can definitely speak to some of that, Benno. So yeah, I'm sorry you've had kind of such a negative reaction to it, and I can totally understand. So me and Susie, the first hypnotic regression I ever did, the device went haywire, and it's recorded, and the static went, and my voice gets cut off, and it's my iPhone. It never did that before nor after. And she talks about that in her book as well too, that devices going haywire through in the hypnotic regressions. When I've transcribed the hypnotic regressions specifically for the 10th contact event, my iPhone, the line on my iPhone went all over the place, and then simultaneously the stereo turned off. And so it's like haywire effects. And I'm certain what that is their frequency. They're coming from an alternate realm, and we're opening it is what we're doing, and then we're interacting there. And the way I dealt with this, man, is God, his source, like independent of aliens, like find source, whatever that is, Jesus, Krishna, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just find source. And when you're in it, it's not as overwhelming or intense, and it helps I think it helped ground in this frequency of theirs.
Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate
it. And picture the white light coming in through your crown, white light and gold light and just hold that space for yourself and meditate. And yeah,
Thanks,
go to your
Rachel.
higher.
Yeah, connecting to the consciousness is very important to help keep grounded.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, Jeff, and because as Benno was talking about the whole deal, when I was on recording Susie,
Does someone have a background noise?
My dad's out there. He's
Okay.
doing a whippersnipping. I'll turn off my mic.
It's the frequency attacking us or coming into our program here.
yeah, really. Anyway, when I was recording Susie, she's in New Zealand, I'm here. I had the most difficult time ever recording a show with an experiencer as I did with Susie. I haven't talked to her about it since, because even at the end of the show, we had, the show before I even got to say goodbye or her say goodbye to me, it started glitching really bad. And then eventually we lost connection altogether. But that wasn't the thing. The thing was, I was feeling odd the whole time. And I had a very uncomfortable feeling, and I'm not sure what that was, at least not then. When she was describing that experience in the white room, it started getting to me very much so emotionally. And I questioned whether or not I should show that of me in the edit. I probably should. But I got very emotionally involved. I could see the whole thing. I could see it as clear as day. And it was so overpowering that even talking about it now, and this is Benno, what he was saying is it's really freaky. It's really strong, and it really gets into you. And you think, my God, how is this possible? Literally. And you said that very well. How is this possible? But I was like, we were like telepathically connected on such an amazing level that I was seeing everything she saw. And I was sort of out of shape after that. Just to continue on the conversation, I had things I wanted to ask her. I forgot what those were. I didn't write them down, but I usually don't, because I always know what I want to talk to people about. I couldn't like pull it together. I think it'll probably show. It's still a great conversation with her, but it's kind of a combination of a conversation and a storytelling, because when she's telling the story, I went completely silent. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't say a thing. And I had this feeling, and I just know it was them. And it's something about the fact that she's got that in her life and I've got that in her life. And I think they're the same. I even think that it's possible that we used to play as children on board the craft, because we talked about that too. So it was really a hard one to do. It was very emotional. I just thought I'd add to Benno and to Jeff about that. I didn't see that coming. It took me completely off guard. So.
Yeah, it goes right, like you described, is exactly what I felt. You feel it in every cell. It goes right into you. It's sort of like a frequency, like Jeff said.
Yeah.
And like you just described, it's like it's in every cell of your body at that moment or during that time. And yeah, you do have to recover after it. Like,
yeah, you do. And I got this real sense of, oh, he's talking to Susie. Well, and they were like right there watching this whole thing go on some level.
I can relate
so I
to all
guess
that.
Technically speaking, I did have an experience this week, and that was, having that conversation with Susie. So
I broke my toe 5 minutes before introducing Susie to a UFO group.
Oh,
Jeff.
Yeah, I was with the broken toe introducing Susie to the UFO group online on a Zoom, and then during it realized I probably should just go to the hospital, and my co-assistant took over, and it was all filmed and stuff. But yeah, it was really weird. And then after that, I asked her to help me on my book, and she did. So it was a weird set of synchronicities that kind of like aligned it all, but strange. I broke my toe at that. Yeah. 5 minutes before. So
yeah, she's amazing. I really love her. She's really a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Benno, I just drew out your thing for fun.
Oh my.
You see that?
Yeah, except that was the whole figure kind of stepped out, James.
I know.
Like the whole,
You get the hand coming at you.
But you know what?
I know,
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
I know.
It means you connected with me, so I appreciate it, man.
I was trying to take that PAL skateboarding image of the skull going through the skin, and
Oh, sick.
I made my computer screen when I did this drawing a little bit too small to get that much detail. But how much of the body was coming out? Was it the whole body? Was it half the body?
Like so, imagine in the middle of the screen there is a diagonal like that, right? So there was the lady that's the regressionist was here, and then behind her were all these images like AI images, and there was a line there, and it stepped out from behind that line, and then it sort of stepped out, went whoop like that.
Oh,
Whoop. And the whole figure, like, so you could see, like from here across down, and one leg stepping out
wow.
of the screen. So that was really confronting, considering the screen is right here. It was full on, and at that same time, I already had that building of that feeling that Steve was just talking about. That was building, and so it was quite traumatic.
Thank you for
Wow.
trusting us to listen to you.
Thanks for listening. I thought I had to share it. It was one of those ones where
No,
I'm
thank
like,
you.
do I want to publicly share this? But I can tell you, I've been assessed before, and I'm not mentally ill. I've been depressed a couple of times. That's it. And I have a job of standing. I'm a trusted government employee, so I don't think I'm crazy. So I just don't know what happened.
If you feel comfortable with it, Benno, I let you know that the Experiencer forum on Reddit is a really safe place to relay some of this information to, and there's a ton of people in there and it's monitored, it's moderated, and they get rid of the trolls, and so people can have very wacky experiences and relay them there. And
they're really, really strict. I mean, I had to leave because they didn't like the fact that we had Breaking the Silence. And they thought I was self-promoting.
Yeah, they see it as media.
I was just saying things. And so I didn't feel comfortable being under a microscope like that, so I left.
What are you going to do? Yeah.
But for just personal experiences, that's all I meant. Is it's a good space for personal experience and to just relay it, and then to have dialogue about it. They do a really good job there. So
thanks for your support.
Yeah, you don't have a show, so you shouldn't have any problems.
I am the Benno Show.
Dogs are the best. Yeah, dogs are the best. Dogs are the best. Dogs are the best.
Who is this wonderful gentleman or lady?
This is Zara. She's from Armenia, and somebody threw her in a trash can a week ago. And she ended up on my doorstep, and somebody shipped her across from Moscow as Nacho. Somebody got her off the internet. But this is my little street dog. God, these street dogs are so awesome.
Oh, yes, I always adopt my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So sweet.
Yeah, I got a shedding shepherd over here who's very jealous of this whole experience right now.
I love shedding shepherds.
Mine is over there whining and barking, so if I put my mute on, that's why.
Yeah. We clean house on Fridays, and I fill up 2 vacuum cleaners of Nova hair.
Black fur.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you a question. I've been reading your book for many weeks. I'm slowly going through it, and it's gotten to listen to a few of your broadcasts now,
Hmm.
and I have been a student for 33 years at a yogic ashram,
Right.
and I wondered about how you tie in your experiences of yoga Vedanta or those types of things in with your experiences of these sorts. How do you see those two as going together?
Yeah, beautiful question, Anne. And I'm actually happy you asked it because you left a comment on my channel. And yeah, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for buying the book and reading it and engaging with the story, with the videos. So Vedic philosophy is a science. That's how I see it, a science of spirituality. And it's like the psychology of the human mind. That's how I see it. And it's the best for engaging on, let's say, oversoul vibration, or trying to and bring in that deva vibration, which is what I think the aliens are on. They're on like deva, angel, oversoul level. And so how does a human maintain that or get into that space or manage that? And Vaita Vedanta is the science. And so it's like a science of the quantum field, if you want to like modernize it, right? And Brahma being the quantum field, right? And so you have bhakti yoga, right? Jnana yoga, karma yoga, and raja yoga. So bhakti yoga is worship. So you have to find a way, whatever your thing is, God is, or whatever your supreme is, find a way to bring in that worship or that divinity. Of course, I meditate and I have an altar and all that stuff. Karma yoga is how do you put it into the world, right? So how do you bring the quantum field into the world if you want to modernize it? Jnana yoga, knowledge. So you're contemplating, you're finding ways to connect to God through readings, right? And then Raja yoga is the supreme. So be it, right? So how do you be God, right? How do you be the quantum field? So it's a science. So you can apply it to Jesus and Krishna and the white room, right? You can apply it to the God craft, right? So yeah, this stuff is, and for me, the aliens, I'm like 100% certain the craft is tied to a quantum field, and it's God, and you could literally connect to the craft. And it's just that it's like, people think like, oh, a little angel. No, we're talking like 10 steps up. This stuff is in the afterlife, and it's phasing in with tech into the afterlife. So we're scales beyond understanding it that way. So the finding a way to connect with God is what the crafts were doing. The crafts were like linked to this stuff. And that's I think the gist of it. And then I do a meditation, and so I'm given meditations, and I've been meditating for 20 years. Yeah. And I think it helps manage the phenomenon as it interacts with you. So I think I was telling someone this pretty recently. The aliens are not God. They're not God to me. I mean, yeah, they have unity in them, but they can't be my God. I can't worship them. I have to worship source. So I have to find a way to find source independently of them. And then I apply all that to the Jnana yoga or Bhakti yoga, or, as things to live by. And then I can come back to the alien content and recognize, okay, yeah, my oversoul is involved here, or that was just the ethereal body and my emotions were responding there. And it helps me dissect what's really going on, because they're like advanced ethereal bodies, oversouls. This is where it all goes, right? And understanding these tiny details helps me understand them. And then also I can communicate with them presently with that layered understanding as well too. Yeah. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah.
You explained it so differently than I feel it. But I resonate. I resonate. It's just that I can feel it, I can see it, but I have a hard time expressing the feeling and what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think it's because of what they did with me and how early it all started. And then it's just, yeah, that's it. The white room at 16.
The white room at 16?
Yeah, white room at 16.
My experience with the white room at 16 was it was all white, and there was this woman I don't think she was human, or at least not a regular human. And there was like this tent in the White Room, and it was very comfortable inside. And I would go inside to be with her very often. And it was like I was being educated by her. And she was very gentle and very soft in nature in the way she touched me. It was, it felt intimate, and it was very strange for a 16-year-old kid to wake up from that and feel this love and this haunting that went with it. So, you get up and you go to school, to high school, and you're walking around a daze, sometimes for a couple of days afterwards from that. But that was my earliest memories of being in the White Room. She had silver white hair, and it was very long. And she was very pale. She had large eyes. She was definitely a woman. At least that's how she looked. So that's what I had. And so when you said 16, that really kind of was, geez, okay, maybe that's a real special age.
Me and Susie have same ages like that too. Yeah, it's interesting. The ages are similar.
Yeah. I got to ask you a question? When you first received Susie's book and you were looking through it and you saw that picture of her in her early 20s, did you find her familiar?
Not the same way you probably are thinking. I didn't. No, didn't happen like that.
No, I swear I absolutely knew her, right. And I haven't shared that with her because it just sounds kind of odd. But I mean, I looked at her and it was the picture was haunting. That I knew that face very well.
I wouldn't doubt these things. Yeah, humans are on the crafts together, and that gets reported a lot. And I had it too. So yeah, you got it.
The White Room, that whole concept, transcends the UFO, experience related field. There's been a lot of different, versions of that over history, and that tells you there's something behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Eric Clapton wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of laughed out loud for a second because whenever Jeff asked you about what the White Room is 16, I'm thinking that was when the cream
with black curtains
out for me. So
yeah,
I'm from a different century. But a lot of the stuff now, a lot of the technological stuff they can do, we're starting to be able to do. And I haven't had any experiencer type experiences, but a week and a half ago, I was in Temecula at a gathering where Terry Lovelace came out from Dallas, Texas, after his wife passed. And John Blitch was bringing him down, and his phone went out, and it didn't work. And at the same time, I'm driving up from San Diego, and my phone stopped working. The same thing. And so after my couple days with Terry and getting back home, my phone started working again. And that's been happening. We were joking that's probably the 20th time that's happened between he and I. And, we're both not really doing that much. He's, taking care of family matters and things like that. So he's not pushing his book or writing another one right now. And I'm just sort of a semi-retired advisor, people. And so this has been going on for as long as I've known him, about 10, 12 years. And every time we have actually had other people call the other person and say, Terry, Jim's going to call you at 11 o'clock your time. And then he sits there, the phone doesn't ring, and I call him 5 or 6 times. After one of the incidents, Verizon, they had kicked it up 2 levels to the special team of Verizon engineers. And they figured out that what happened to my phone only happened to me, and a switch inside a secure facility that you had to have a key card or facial recognition to get in caused it when a switch went on.
Wow.
And nobody was in there. And nobody went in. And so, we can do stuff pretty crazy too. And so, but so I'm not getting many experiences from them, but people in Washington think that I am. It seems like so, and I'm trying to figure out why. Not that important. I know some important people, but but so sorry. That was sort of the reverse of all these other.
No, that was
Like
interesting.
Yeah, I have to my well check on Monday, and so primary care sends you a thing on your cell phone that you're supposed to fill out about your health, and are you this, are you that, are you seeing another doctor for another reason, all that kind of stuff they want you to fill out. And I was halfway through it, and it just interrupted me and said that my phone wasn't secure and there was an error. And when I tried it again, it told me again my phone wasn't secure, so the app didn't want to work with my phone, which is highly suggestive.
Yep.
It could just be a glitch too, though, right?
I had something on YouTube today that I was going to watch something, and it said this is private, and it was total public stuff. I don't know what was going on. And then there have been times I'm watching YouTube where the speaker's voice will speed up just out of the blue. Does anybody have that happen?
Wow.
Thank you, George. It's nice to see you. No, I don't know. It's all been kind of weird lately. It's all been kind of weird lately, Mary. I mean, there's been weird stuff going on.
I was on, I think some of it has to do with YouTube. I was on YouTube and I wanted to switch from my Breaking the Silence account over to my Art by Kachapalya account, and it wouldn't let me do it. It said that account didn't exist. And 8 hours later, I tried it again and it worked. So I think YouTube is having some problems too.
I think so, Rachel. I've had the same thing where I'm watching something on YouTube and all of a sudden it speeds up, speaking really fast, like some kind of a glitch where it's just loud words, and then it goes back to normal.
And the weird thing is I can understand it. It's going super, super, super fast, but I can comprehend everything.
But it's going really fast, yeah.
And it's happened more than once over the last couple of months. It's not just this week. So that's interesting. It almost makes me wonder about the vibration going higher.
I think that has a lot to do with it, Rachel, because electronics, and it's just not me, because I've noticed all you guys say the same thing. Around experiencers, the electronics go wonky every once in a while, and it doesn't happen to other people. It just seems to happen to us.
I'm laughing at the comments. YouTube bugs? Never. There are people talking about their white room experience. So yeah, it is common. So Earth Files UK. That's interesting. And Susan, why aren't you in here? Susan Alloway's here in chat. So cool. Yeah, we got to get her back on.
There's a really weird background sound that somebody has. It's like
that's the auto level on someone's microphone. When they go quiet and it has
Oh.
nothing else to listen to, it'll listen to the next sound that's the loudest.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, kind of thing. Auto game.
I'm not. Yeah. I just noticed a lot of stuff.
I was curious. Does anybody have any comments about
I know you are, Susan.
the latest video that was released in Congress with the missile bouncing off the UFO? I've noticed that a lot of people in my life have reached out to ask me about that, and it seems
Was that in Russia?
No, it was in Yemen, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in the congressional hearing, and they put it forward. Eric Burleson presented it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was a dead drop, meaning that they sent the video in anonymously. And it's
Right.
very strange to look at. It was like thermal imagery, and a Hellfire missile from one drone hit an object, but it was being filmed by another higher altitude drone.
Sorry to laugh at comment again.
One of the
Trevor.
things that I found fascinating about it is that when it hit the object, everyone went towards saying that debris came off of it. But when you look at it, it's 3 mushrooms, and they act in a certain kind of way. And I guess the thing is that, you know, me and my mom are talking about it, and so it's always interesting to have that conversation with her about this kind of stuff where she's like, whoa, this is real. And I'm like, I don't know if the video is real, but it sure looks crazy, you know. Just the implications that at the end of the congressional hearing, all of the whistleblowers were asked if they're scared or not. Like, or do you fear this? And they all said yes. And
well, that makes perfect sense.
well, if you look at the physics of it, it was like an F Ford 150 going at 120 to 140 miles an hour, running into something and then not detonating. So does that mean a nuclear weapon bounces off then? What
Sure.
are the implications then of those physics? Because that's very much the type of weapons that we use, are projectiles that look like the Flintstones when compared to this technology.
Yeah, and this thing was supposed to implode. This
Yeah.
missile, once it gets into something, it implodes inside it. It doesn't blow it up from the outside.
When it didn't detonate is the other thing that's really spooky about it. And then the other thing on top of that is that the person that leaked the video, the congressman, he didn't even verify it. He just dropped it. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe there's some type of vetting that needs to go on. But how does everybody feel about that? Do we feel like that was an Independence Day moment, or that was like, what was that? Like, of all the videos that the military had to show us, they showed us that one.
Yeah.
They want us to be scared.
But they haven't commented on it either. They didn't say it was a weather balloon. They have not commented on it.
Yeah.
That's also the
well, you guys, you probably are unaware about this, but Whitley talks about it all the time when he talks to me. He still can't get over the video I shot back in the 1990s of the Camarillo UFO, which showed up every year around Thanksgiving time. And Roger Lear had me come out to look at it. And the first night I went out I just brought binoculars, and I saw it and I said, well, that looks like Venus or something, but it was definitely moving and it was way too blue. And to make a long story short, I looked at binoculars and it was hat-shaped flying saucer. So I went home, I took my 8-inch Celestron telescope, I hooked up a Sony Super 8mm video camera to it, and brought it back the next day. And what I filmed, and it's, as far as I know, the only film's ever been done like this, was this thing. It was the UFO again, but now it was a sphere. And all of a sudden, like that video you guys are describing, and I do remember seeing that recently, it like explodes, but it outward in all directions. It was amazing. And then out of it came 3 little objects. I don't know if they were mushroom shaped, but they're hat shaped like little flying saucers, and they went off individually. And I have that video somewhere. Whitley has the original, which I gave to him. And it's interesting that it's very similar. That might have been, looking back on it, and I talked to Whitley about this, I said, maybe because it kept showing up and they knew right when it would show up, and it had been showing up, we launched something on it. I didn't see anything come in and hit it, but it could have came from another angle. And it did that same thing. And I
Did you
mentioned
see it?
that. I mentioned that to you, Mary, when we saw that video, the
Yeah.
more recent one.
Did you see an explosion in the thing that you were observing?
It looks like, yeah. If you can see the video, I have to ask Whitley to put it up again. He had it analyzed and everything and stabilized.
Wow.
Yeah, it explodes. It just like
Because
a
Whitley,
car exploding, like it was in free fall, just all directions, and the little objects came out and started flying off.
Whitley has another video of, and I saw it at Contact in the Desert, was seeing a presentation of his, of the 3 orbs in Afghanistan. And it's all the same. It's all infrared, and they're watching it, and they fire a missile at it, and the things blow up, and the orbs just sit there. And they're dropping something into the desert. It's like liquid or something is coming off the orbs.
Yeah,
and they're just sitting there. And and I guess that comes from Whitley, so I assume someone gave that to him. So we have these are common.
Did you see the also? Did you see in his talk that he did the videos of the animations of the hands and feet of the visitors?
No, I don't know
That must have been one of his workshops, because they definitely were there. People were sending me video and pictures from the audience of it. I had recreated what the hands and feet looked like relative to the Reddit document that was alleged to be an autopsy on a gray body. And both Whitley and myself and several other people feel that that is probably legitimate. He put it in his book also, The Fourth Mind.
I did a video presentation on that document, and I tore it apart just like you. And and I analyzed and cross-compared with things in my book that the elder said directly to me, and it's all, like, for me, it all matches up too. Yeah,
especially the excretion and the skin that's worn over, and I mean, just removing the eye covers, everything. It's if it was fake, then it was done by someone who knew what they were talking about.
The elder shows me something she's drinking, and it's orange in color, and the guy says they need copper. Well, copper would be orange, right? So like it's stuff like that. Yeah, it's these tiny details. Yeah.
And what about the wafers?
I don't have that. Susie, though, right?
But they put that in their mouth and it's absorbed, and they taste really bad. Don't ask me how I know.
They are not a good snack. Do not accept.
They're nasty, really nasty to us. And I mean, I wake up wanting to heave. But remember the story about the guy and the pancakes?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yes.
There you go, James.
Joe Simonson.
The little pancakes that were burned.
Yeah. I know.
Jacques Vallée's smart. Yeah. Jacques Vallée's smart. He references that in his book and says how the little people gave cookies and stuff to people. Yeah,
because they absorb. They put the wafer in their mouth and they absorb the stuff into their mouth. They don't really swallow it, and it's not the way we do things. And but God, they're horrible tasting things, and they're white.
Do y'all think they could be us from the future, of millions of years?
Anything's possible, but I really. Something in my gut says no.
Yeah, I think they are. I think their biology is too different. But okay, something very interesting in that document, and there's like tiny little lines that I have dissected that seem very relevant and important. And one of them is, he said, the biology doesn't make sense. He said, but it comes off as a DNA species that's linked to our Earth that separated from our Earth a long time ago. And the aliens I'm in touch with tell me they're from the future, from an alternate Earth dimension. So this idea that could their dimension have been linked to ours in an ancient past, and then humans are given time to develop on the planet, and they're off in this side dimension that's in the future now, something crazy like that, and now they're coming back. That's what I personally think something like that is happening.
Every origin question is often responded to by simply, where are you from? Outside. And that's it. And I'm like, well, outside of, do you mean the planet? Do you mean the universe? Do you mean this dimension? And it's kind of like, yes, all of those are correct. Thanks.
Yeah, right. It's confusing and lets it is somehow altogether true. Like it's all one thing that actually is. It's an alternate Earth dimension, future, kind of linked to us, kind of not. Yeah, it's all kind of in one picture. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg definitely believes that aliens are from the future. I mean, he's going to be coming out with the movie all about that, Rachel. And, you know, Valet as well is hot on that track. I've heard them described as extratemporal beings. And Valet's like, you know, how can they be alien if they can walk around and breathe our air? You know, that should wipe them out.
The Reddit post I just put out last week that did fairly well is, I'm certain I know where the gray aliens are from. And I put Valet's information in there. Tom DeLonge knew, and he mentions time and a civilization alongside our own. And I put in a 1947 FBI document that outlays the exact detail, but misses out alternate Earth dimension and misses out time, but talks about an alternate Earth species is where they're from. They're from an alternate Earth. Yeah, that's linked to our Earth. It's so bonkers, and it kind of makes sense why we don't know. Yeah, the whole thing is bonkers. Yeah.
Linda Dice says that that Whitley put that video at the end of today's video on Unknown Country. That's the one where he interviews me, and so I guess I didn't know he did that. Thank you, Linda, for telling me that. So if you watch that,
we're going to watch that after this.
Did everybody see that they found life on Mars?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big surprise, huge. Just I'm blown away.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, and then did you see KB18b, the planet that's twice as big as Earth that has the life signature 100 times higher than ours? Did everybody catch that as well?
I got that.
Yeah.
So, isn't that
You're
crazy?
talking recently?
It's recently.
You're getting biosignatures back. Is that via a web?
Web.
Yeah, and they're 100 times higher than here, 40,000 light years away. And then finding life on Mars. I mean, there must be just so much life out there. It's got to just be like obnoxious,
well,
water is everywhere.
And look at all these comments that are suddenly coming through our solar system. There's more now.
Oh yeah, what do you think about?
Something's up.
What do you think about that, Steve? What do you think about 3i?
I know. The 3i. That's
I'm on the fence. I really don't know what to make of it. It is a very unusual object, like the other one, and it's not just a comment. It's something more. I just don't know what. I just don't have enough information. That's the problem. So, and it's really sad that we don't have a space program that has the capability of reaching it, because there's no funding for it. You know, the people in power could care less, and we care a great deal. And the scientists at NASA and all the other scientists care a great deal. And if we had the funding, we could go out and look at these things up close.
Did you hear about the Harvard scientists wanting to use the satellite that they're going to crash into Jupiter to go and inspect 3i Atlas instead, but they wouldn't do it? So they actually did have the funds, and they did have a satellite that they could have sent over, but they didn't.
Jeez.
So
they're gonna do it and not tell everyone that.
That's true too.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't tell us anything really. Just
but there's great power in silence, but it works both ways.
Yep.
So
quickly, if you know disclosure's coming and you don't know how, and you want to minimize the damage to your institution, you start doing things from the outside in, more and more information coming out. And lately, James just hit on a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's all come out within the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It seems to be picking up.
Not by accident. Yeah.
No.
Whether they want it to come out or not, they're trying to get you got to have a cover story whenever it does come out. And that, we were still learning this and we weren't sure about this. And as far as that one video, the trouble is when you have a chain of custody problem, like something comes in anonymously, no politician's gonna stand behind it, except maybe rookies that haven't been around the block a few times, and that's Burleson fits that category. So you don't, the ones that know a lot right now is the Senate Intel Committee and Senate Armed Services. Not everybody on those committees, but some of them do, and they, in some ways, they've probably been bought off because they're getting more access themselves. And so whether that filters down to us and when, it all depends on what's going on. But they're scared, or they wouldn't be dropping these kinds of things. The first, when Webb went out there, the first area they're going to look at was this one star system. They had like 4 or 5 potentially habitable planets. And so what did they do? They ran an analysis of a planet that's the equivalent of Mercury. And they came back and said, see, there's nothing, to see here. And we'll get to the other ones later. And so it's like they put on the gas and step on the brake.
Well, there's a lot of fear there too, Jim. Yeah. Don't you think?
It's all fear based, in my opinion. And a lot of the politicians that are working on this right now that you read about in the paper are real amateurs behind the scenes on what gets done in Congress. And so if the Senate minority leader can't get it done, how are you going to have people get anything done on the other side?
I don't know.
Right.
And so we're sort of everything's going to fall apart anyway at the end of the month with the government shutdown, which I guarantee.
But what about
go to Vegas?
What about the European space program and the other space programs?
Well,
are they doing anything differently?
The UK shut theirs down.
Oh, really?
They completely shut it down.
What about
no longer
what
exists.
about the European space?
Hopefully they're hanging in there, but there's a lot of stuff being shut down. The funding turned off. I mean, if the powers that be in this country had their way, they would turn off Webb. Don't need it. We've canceled all the missions that we were going to send out to Mars and everything else. All been canceled. Yeah. Not needed. Stupid. Waste of money.
The things
drill, baby, drill.
They're not doing. And so, but you see these, James hit on the ones that popped up. Just all of a sudden out of the blue, they're throwing some chum out.
Yeah, like
that's what it feels like.
Can you imagine that 10 years ago? If that was the first video they put out and it wasn't that fuzzy chromatic video that Neil deGrasse Tyson constantly, and the guy from Skeptic Magazine who is a part of the club.
Michael Shermer.
Yeah, Michael Shermer works on his computer as I teach swim lessons. I see that guy all the time. And he lives here in Santa Barbara. And he's got a $2,000 bet. He's got a $2,000 bet with Paul Hynek, that says that UFOs aren't real, right? But how's he going to debunk that one?
Well, he has no proof. Well, I got yelled at. Missile. I got yelled at, James, by a guy in comments because he got all nasty with me because I said that my question to all the skeptics and debunkers is you claim I have no proof. I have lots of proof, but you don't have any proof that says I'm lying. That's to the contrary. And he said, that's an invalid argument. And I was stupid and all this. He went right off on me. So I removed him. I blocked him.
People don't want to have intelligent conversations, and they put up a bunch of insults and then expect you to listen to them afterwards, which is really interesting. But we got to have empathy for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's true. I saw a guy's truck yesterday drove by in Trader Joe's parking lot, and as the truck drove by, he had things in his back window, and he had a sticker, and it said, "Ignorance is bliss."
Yeah, that's what's going on here. Yeah. People want to hold on to their world.
He had that on you could read it. Everybody could see it. Look, I'm an idiot.
attention spans just went from 12 seconds down to 8 seconds, and it takes
Yeah.
me 5 seconds to tell you that. I
Yeah.
mean, think
Yeah.
about that for a second. I mean, that's crazy. What's going on with our evolution? Or does that mean it's going to go to 6 soon, and then we're at idiocracy like the creators of South Park? And I mean, I was listening
James.
to my mom today, and she was yelling out at the TV at Fox News, and it reminded me of the scene in Idiocracy where the guy's like yelling out obscenities, you know, and you can't tell what's going on.
Jesus.
I got to put this up because this is great.
Involved.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's absolutely true. Earth
Brilliant.
Files.
Brilliant. Who is that from Earth Files? It's not Ian, is it? Ian Halling? Earth Files UK. What's that?
UK, you know, I mean, but
That's nice.
you know, and this is another thing we run into all the time is that people become annoyed with me because I said I don't care about proving this to anyone. My own experience is enough for me. I don't need to prove it. I don't care if somebody believes me or not. I don't need to show you evidence. They go out of their mind.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
if there's not enough evidence by now, there will never, ever be enough evidence.
Well, yeah, but that they always claim there's no real evidence, just a bunch of blurry pictures and a
It's
bunch of people who are
crazy.
crazy telling you
But
stuff.
what
They
is
take no time to
real
investigate
evidence?
the subject. If
Yeah.
they just spent an hour researching this topic, they would find how wrong they are.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Well,
don't
Are
want to
they-
know. They don't
No,
want
they
to
want to
know.
remain right no matter what. I'm going to be right even if a ton of evidence falls on me. I refuse to believe it, and that's how they are.
But that's
I've-
the most interesting thing about disclosure. I was thinking about this today. I was listening to a neurologist talk, and he was saying, you know, each one of our brains is like a perception box, right? And so everybody perceives everything differently. So everyone's going to have to individually perceive disclosure before it can happen. And there's a video of a thing bouncing off of another thing, and nobody cares. I love it. I just love it. I mean,
Yeah.
that means something for us as a group.
Yeah.
You know, that's something
Yeah.
to really like celebrate this moment in time, because this was not going to happen 20 years ago. When I had my experience, I could never imagine this coming out and then having a conversation.
Ian.
I remember the Chicago O'Hara
Great he's
thing.
here.
You guys remember that Chicago O'Hara in
Oh, yeah.
2006 around December? That was 6 months after I saw my UFO. I thought it was for me. I was like, they're trying to talk to me. But like, so many people saw that. There's so much evidence that the airlines tried to cover it all up. And that was just a hole in a cloud. That was the evidence that they had for that, was a hole
Right.
in the cloud. And we got this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. I mean,
But-
I can't imagine what Earl would say. What would Earl say about this? How would he react?
Can I tell you that? So yeah, I walked into work and right away, a buddy was scared. Because if they are real, then why aren't they doing the Star Trek thing? Coming down, take me to your leader, Nanu, Nanu.
Oh,
Why is it
dude.
hiding like this? So he freaked out. And he came to me, right? He's like, what's going on? Why do you think they're doing this? Are we all going to get killed by aliens? He's like that's where this goes if it's not handled properly. But here's the twist I want to add in.
Yeah.
The phenomenon is in control. Right?
Yes.
There's a thing going on
Yes.
here where you actually nailed it. We all have to go through our own disclosure process because it's actually subjective because it's consciousness related. So the way people are interpreting it matters here actually. And if people interpret it wrong and they blow the lid too fast, I think the panic and the psychic and paranormal panic that people create is awful for the planet and for us and all the wrong reasons, right? So it has to be done super gently, right?
Jeff, we're the most insane. We're the most insane, most dangerous animal on this planet. And if you upset us the wrong way, we're worse than the alien in the movie Alien.
That's what I think that's the problem right there.
But it's like One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, though, right? Like here
Yeah.
you have all of these people in an insane asylum, but they're actually really beautiful minds. They're all trapped.
Funny thing, huh?
You know
You
what I
can't
mean?
have beautiful minds walking around on this planet. Come on, what's wrong with you?
That it's the condition of Big Nurse that puts you into the psychosis of believing the illusion. Because you have to survive. You need these money credits in order to exist here. If you don't, then you're not protected and you get, in a bad place. And then that's also sort of a conditioning, right? You're not allowed to sit and think too long. You get punished.
Disclosure is about us, not them. It's when we're ready, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And right now it's looking good.
What do you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
think the intel community is thinking? I mean, are they
They want to be in control. That's
are
what
they
they're
scared
thinking.
though? Are they actually scared because they're the
Mhm.
ones that are taking the whistleblowers' jobs away, and then those people are just careerless. So then
They're-
anybody that else that wants to come forward, hey, do you want to never have money again? Just like I was talking about, come forward and be a whistleblower. You know, it's like that doesn't sound very fun.
Well,
Some of those
they're
whistleblowers are experiencers.
They're
We have to remember,
terrified of us.
we have to remember that some of those whistleblowers are experiencers,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
They've talked about it themselves. There's like, you know, I don't know. It kind of looks like maybe there was a agreed upon plan or something, maybe between both species, you know, something like that. Who knows? And there is a faction who's like, shut this down. And there's a faction who's like, get this out, right?
Mhm.
And that's what George Knapp came down to, and that there's like kind of splits within the government itself that's fighting back and forth about it.
Well, it's
Yeah,
interesting that. Yo, go ahead.
there's two teams. There's
Yeah,
a
two
tech,
teams.
there's the tech team, nuts and bolts, that like want that perfect evidence of like a crash saucer, and that they can take it apart and that we'll be able to use it. And then there's kind of the experiencer side, like us, where it's like, well, we already know that this exists. We don't require that. And then if one of us asks to see the technology, we understand it's not connected to something we understand. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, I've asked for technology from them. I've said, hey, can you guys give me a computer or an engine or something? And they have. They went, here you go. And I went, I don't know what to do with this. And they're like, because your mind is part of the technology. You have to upgrade to use it. And if we left it with you, it would just dissolve because it's made out of organic stuff. It's not something you could use.
So I have a question.
Because it's alive.
If we don't need the proof, which you don't, and you know, because we've already had our disclosure, I wonder how the government feels about that, because they can't control that. Yeah, Jim, that's a good question for you.
See,
What do you
that's why
think?
they're scared. Okay,
They're
think
afraid of us,
okay.
Jim.
Okay, they're what we represent. Okay, right now, my guess is there are 1,000 remote viewers in the country, and
like
they have a success rate of, 10%. That's is more is a lot more than that. But if this all turns out to be public and accepted, there's going to be 20 million remote viewers, and some of them are going to find out what they don't want found out. They're scared. I don't think they're as scared of aliens as they are of us.
That's what I thought.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Yeah,
Jim. They're afraid of us. They do not know what we're capable of.
We
what
don't
our
know what we're
potential
capable
is.
of.
No, that's true, because it's all time released. But they don't know what our potential is. And if they're to mess with us, then they obviously understand what could happen to them better than we do, because there have been previous examples of what happens when mean, nasty government people harm experiencers. One of them ended up on top of a roof with half his face removed. I don't know if you know about that. Whitley's talked about it several times over the past, that we are protected. We talked about that early on in this, that we all have something watching over us. They are afraid of that something that's watching over us, because we potentially can harness a power they can't. And none of us has done it, but if it can happen, they're very cautious with us.
Do you think there's a branding issue with experiencers and the word abduction? Like, for instance, when you look at this YouTube channel, you see the word abduction and the definition below it, and it uses the word kidnap. And so does that mean that, like, we all need to look at this as an induction and we're being invited in and sort of, you know what I mean?
I have a answer to that. Because when we first started this channel, we used that word abduction and we got nailed. We had a Wikipedia thing
saying lies.
Yeah. So what I did was I took just removed all words like abduction. Because first of all, I don't think they're abduction. They agree to, they've agreed to do these things. And so since I got rid of that, I haven't had the problems with YouTube that I did when we first started. So I think that they want you to use certain words. The government wants you to use certain words so they can identify you.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
The again though, like that Vallée book, he like hinted at so much, the Jacques Vallée in his book Dimensions, and he mentions a contact event. It was confusing for him. And the alien obscured the person's mind and said, "You won't speak wisely about this night." And my whole thing is, well, they're from the future, so they would have seen actually he won't speak wisely. So then they cut off his memory of the contact event. And so the idea being here is that they need you to. So Vallée was just confused, and I'm like, oh, it's because they actually need you to speak wisely about the contact. And if you can't, then those people aren't speaking. And look at Bledsoe, or look at, they're flying around and I can film them because I bring in wisdom to the contact events. And I think that's who they're empowering, are people who can speak positively about the transition that occurs with contact. And then the aliens appear to support those people and those anyway, it just looks like those type of experiencers get constant interaction with the entities. That's what it is.
Isn't that interesting? And then you talked about like your supreme and how you relate to it. And so I have been having this like influence to go back to church, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. I can think of so many other things that I want to go do. And then I looked up a church that I wanted to go to, and the address was 1111. And I was like, whoa,
I believe
maybe that means something, right? But
dude,
didn't end up going to that church, right?
Your higher self comes through anything sacred you do.
Well, I'm looking for these.
Yeah.
These
so
numbers.
Find something sacred and whatever it is for you. If it's the church, man, I know a buddy of mine who was fully atheist, went to the church, and his higher self was in the sky, and he was like, oh my God, that was it. He was converted, and he didn't know what he converted into. He was like, I don't believe in all this other stuff, but I love that space and I want to go back there. And he goes every Sunday now. And I'm like, dude, that's the right thing to do. Your higher self communicates through these ways. Yeah.
I'm just going as an experiment though. Like, I just want to poke and see what happens, because I keep like thinking about this God stuff, and somehow they show up, and then Bledsoe says all this stuff, but I'm trying to like be abstract and kind of take a step back from it and be like, well, it could be Allah, it could be anything, right? And so
whatever you want to call the source.
When I got back from the first time that I went to church, I was super late. A friend invited me. I ended up going and standing outside, and the guy was like, you got to lose this extra baggage, man. And I was like, oh no, that's the aliens. I got to definitely get out of here. That's weird. And then I head home, and then the first time when I get home is 11:11. And I was like, dang it, they got me. Like, they got me to do this. And then in Dimensions with Vallée, he talks about how we have to be careful about experiencers, because the propaganda that they're getting from, whoever's talking to them is very much like, that person is enveloped in that, regardless of whether it's propaganda or not. But it's so fascinating that, like, okay, yeah, this stuff's real. And there are these other intelligent people doing real intelligent things with us, and we're having these conversations like mentally. I mean, it's just mind blowing. And then Jim was like, once they find out who all the remote viewers are, that's really crazy, because how many people with experiences are remote viewers? Like, the number is like astronomical. So I don't know. It almost seems like we're being picked for something, like in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind at the end.
There you go.
With Richard Dreyfuss, and he's trying to get in there, and then Jack Vallée's character comes in and he says, these people were invited, right?
There you go.
James, now you understand.
That's it.
You've got it.
We were invited.
My favorite all-time movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
It just gets better with time, because you understand it more and more and relate to it, and there's a good reason for that. So thank you, Stephen. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What a conversation.
Yeah.
Great.
We've run a half hour over. This is good.
I've been hanging out with this guy. I don't know how many of you know about the Kerbals.
The Kerbal Space Program
Oh,
character.
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
green, so it doesn't.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's not. His face isn't showing because it's
Yeah.
green. You can see through it.
Oh,
Anyway,
cool.
I love Kerbals. That's a great game.
The one thing I want to say about Valet that I think he misses on the, I get their apprehension. I think I saw a George Knapp thing that said supernatural deception. So angels, aliens, and demons, supernatural deception. So there's this idea that these things are deceiving us, coming in, wooing you, and really it's this evil alien.
Like Carla Turner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carla Turner had that perspective on it, right? And here's the way I frame it. Human beings are meaning-making machines. Carl Jung, done. We should just accept we are archetypal building machines. So mythology is a part of us. Valet acknowledges that. That's how the phenomenon's been interacting with us. The idea isn't to be scientifically analytical and fight that. The idea is to accept it because the phenomenon is beyond the mind. So the mythology helps us get beyond the mind. That's we have to go beyond it. And it's like, it's Contact. It's the movie Contact, where Jodie Foster sees it's her dad, and the dad says, "This is my take for you, because I'm actually what I am is something beyond that." And that's what
love that movie. Thank you, Carl.
Take the form. So if it's Jesus for you, man, dude, let it be Jesus, right? If that's what it is, it's kind of moving towards it, and then recognizing you got a mind, and then you got this consciousness that might be beyond that. That's multidimensional. And sometimes the mind just needs a form or mythology to help it ground it in the experience it's having.
And I knew Carla Turner. I spent some time with her, and I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she saw it as a threat, but if she were alive today, I don't think she'd see it quite the same way, because we all did back in those days. But she was amazing woman. I'll agree with you there.
And Carla actually used to live with her in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
You roommates
I
or
didn't
something?
live with her. She invited me to live with her and her
I'm sorry.
husband. But I knew her very well. I knew her very well.
Yeah.
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 But as we learn more over the decades, our views evolve.
Yeah. Well, if you read Deborah Cobble's book, her book about her experience, she rewrote it to bring it up to date. You see it in that, how she evolved with it. And it really speaks for many of us. So I think so.
From 1983 to today, that's why she's still got the kind of contact that Benno saw. I mean, not that she caused that, but it's around her.
Well, and she has the nickname that her ghost friends gave her, where they call her the antenna. So Benno got an antenna moment, right? And that's something that I've been thinking about as a movement, as all of us walking around with our heads on top of our heads as antennas, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Deb for that experience then.
I don't think she brought it on, but I've been on more than one call with Deb where strange things have happened at the Circle K.
Plus, she's got videos of herself laying on a couch with orbs flying around and coming towards her, and they're definitely not dust. Definitely.
Well, she's had orbs fly by her on Zoom calls with me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just recently found out that when she had her case and the burn marks in her backyard, MUFON didn't come and investigate it.
That's true.
Because they didn't do that kind of stuff back then.
No, you know what it was? The minute she said she saw little children in the backyard, I'm at that point right now in her testimony in the film that I recorded with her, where I'm showing that whole experience, and she sees the little kid-like things, but they're really grays. And once MUFON knew about that, they just discredited it. They lost interest in her. They thought she was a nut.
And it's so fascinating too, because I've talked to the sheriff that was the Navajo sheriff for 35 years out, and he had a case where a man called up and said in Navajo there were children outside, because there are no Navajo words for alien. It doesn't exist in their language. And so he used the closest thing possible. He said they're in these skin tight suits and they're going through my trash and I want them to leave.
James, was that Jonathan and they're called the Paranormal Rangers, Jonathan and Milton, I think his name is.
I met him at Alien Con, and he's the guy that's on the History Channel all the time with the big glasses.
Yeah.
Are they still doing Alien Con? Is that con still going on?
I believe so. It's just in a different place each time. We were lucky enough to have it in Los Angeles. Well, when Earl was there, and that's how a lot of us, Earl's group, met. I didn't meet Earl there, but Danny did.
So how many of you are going to go to Contact in the Desert next May? I guess it's in May.
Well, we know you are, James.
Yeah.
I'll probably try and go again. Yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah. Wish I could go. Not close enough.
Mary, what about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, we've already talked about that. You have to figure out a way to do it.
You just throw money at it. That's all.
It is technically, yeah. You blow money a little bit.
Well, my biggest
It's worth
thing is to find somebody to take care of Nova.
That's
if
the
I
biggest
can find
thing,
somebody to take
that
care
we
of
trust.
Nova, then I have no problem with it.
Love to meet you too, Ian.
Yeah.
Ian goes. Yeah, Ian's great. Yeah.
Anyway, I want to make sure I get it in here before we leave or anything.
Yeah.
There is a ladies Zoom meeting tomorrow. So if you haven't got an invitation and want to attend, it's tomorrow morning, Pacific time at 11. Make sure you email me and I'll get you the link.
And also, if you haven't seen enough of my face lately, besides Whitley's show, which is on now, tonight at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Cosmic Convergence is a channel, experiencer channel that Jeff knows about it. That's on YouTube, and they interviewed me.
Yeah.
The three of them. It's Daniel and Chris, and the other guy's name is Dave. Is it
Jonathan? Yeah.
Jonathan. Okay,
Yeah.
they're really wonderful people, and in fact, we're going to have them on our show, all three of them, so we can tear it up. And but I encourage you to watch their channel. They're trying to gain traction, get more people watching. That, like I said, it's tonight at 7 o'clock. Cosmic Convergence. Just look it up.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do great research, like you guys, just experiencer led, experiencer focused. It's fantastic.
I love the thumbnail he made. He didn't use AI. He used my artwork and a picture of me I've never even seen before. I don't know where he got it from, but maybe I got a ship and took a picture. Yeah. So, well, it's been absolutely fabulous hour and over a half. That's really something. But we really tore it up. And
I'm really excited. We do have a mid-month Zoom meeting that we're going to be doing at 4, and I'd have to look at the calendar to see what the day, but y'all will find out about it. And we'll do this community chat again next month. I really enjoy it, and I miss you all.
You guys are wonderful.
I do too. I miss you guys too.
And I'm talking about the people in chat too. You guys are just
that's what I'm talking about.
You really are. We love you. We really do. Keep up the good work, folks.
So y'all have a wonderful evening, and there's plenty of stuff to go look at out there with Whitley and Convergence and everything else. So we're going to be busy tonight.
And then Yvonne has her meeting on the 25th for CERN. For Ciro.
Ciro,
Those Encounters resource organization at the Denny's. So it's kind of like Aliens Anonymous.
We don't have the range to get there, unfortunately.
But everyone that's there, I would say, is just golden. Like, that is a really good group of people, and they're very tight. And they go to Contact in the Desert, and I went with them this year and had dinner with Yvonne, and they were just very classy people, really nice. They have a Zoom meeting as well at noon if you can't make it there. I think on that day as well.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah. Ian Howling discovered me, guys. I have to I love Ian. He's my buddy. He's in England, and he discovered me, and I've been linked to him ever since. He's on his endorsements on the back of my book. So he's a stellar individual. If you want to know a high quality researcher, Ian Howling, man, is such a good guy. So I just want to give a shout out to Ian.
Great.
I have a lot of history with the UK, but I'll talk about that later.
Well, thank
Okay,
you so
great.
much.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Rachel.
Thank you so much for hosting us tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
You guys have a great night.
You too.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.